Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
If for no other reason, even if I had nothing to talk about tonight, I would have had to do a show just so that I could introduce that intro given to me earlier this afternoon or earlier this morning by Vince, who's in the chat right now, who got the song together to begin with. But at my request, he put videos and images to it. And there you go. So really, we could end the show right now because that was really the only purpose of even coming on tonight was to get that out there and see how that kind of response I got. Welcome to the Tuesday version of Sci-Fi Center Presents Semi-Overnighter. No real topic today, like I said. In all seriousness, I just wanted to get that out there. That's about it. No, I'm just kidding. There is some stuff that went on today, I guess. Brad will be on in a few minutes. So I'll just hit the chat to get here. Yeah. StreamYard, by default, if you do it past 9 p.m., it automatically defaulted to the next day, which is Eastern Standard Time. So I forgot to change it back when it did it. But if you'd like to donate to the show, streamlabs.com/Sci-Fi Center tip. It goes into equipment. It goes into paying for the StreamYard account. Goes into paying for a whole bunch of stuff, donations, equipment. You know, even if you donate equipment like Ray has, all that helps. All that helps de-ghettoify the show. So there you go. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Yes, please hit the like and subscribe button. Now, I've heard people. Here's the thing about it. There seems to be an unhealthy obsession with just fucking with Snyder fans, and I don't understand where it is. I showed that picture to people who've never even seen a Snyder movie and are just Superman fans in general, and a lot of them didn't like it. Snyder fan or not, I told you guys last night why I didn't like it. I don't think it looks that good. It meets the basic minimum requirements of it being recognizable. Like I said, you could look at that suit and clearly see that that's Superman. Other than that, out of all the Superman costumes, you know, appropriate to their era, it doesn't look very good. You know, I can't, and I thought about it for the most of the day, and I'm like, maybe it's positioning, lighting, and all that. Now, the basic fundamentals of the costume are some of the same reasons I don't like the Superman and Lois costume. I don't like the bulkiness of it. I don't like the lines. The lines don't need to be there. And one of the main issues I have with the suit is that you don't need padding or armor when it comes to Superman. He's the Man of Steel. He is the armor. So the suit should be form-fitting or somewhat form-fitting, especially for a guy like Cornsweat who has a pretty good physique. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons not to like the suit, and it has nothing to do whether you're a Snyder fan or not. The Snyder suit was better if you put them together side by side. The one Cavill wore, in my opinion, even without the history, is still a superior suit for the reasons I just gave off. So, you could take out the Snyder Bro part out. It's just not a very good looking suit outright. I hope that's not the final version of it. I hope it grows on me. But once again, as I said last night, if it's a decent movie, the suit's going to be secondary. If it's a shitty movie, the suit's not going to save it. Brandon Roth, with like I said, trunks notwithstanding, because I think the trunks in this era are ridiculous. He had a pretty good suit, but his movie sucked. He didn't suck, but the movie was just bad. So just having a great suit's not going to mean much if there's no connection. So, but yeah, no, it's not just Snyder Bros. It's anybody who has ever seen a better Superman suit that can come up with their own opinion about that one. All right, let's see. I didn't hear a lot of people. I mean, because a lot of people instantly recognized Ben Affleck's suit as a homage to The Dark Knight Returns. So, and it was accurate as far as that goes. So I didn't hear a lot of that, but I heard a lot of people who were still stuck on Nolan's Batman that were never going to accept any other Superman or Batman suit. But that's a preferential thing. Let's see what's going on, Droga. I was just saying the civil cause Snyder Bros can be taken in many ways. Yeah, and there was an article. I think it was Cinema Blend. One of these articles were pointing out whether the Snyder Bros are screaming about the costume. And I'm like, wait a minute. What do we? You left out like a lot of other people who have never seen any of those movies and are just. The entire population is going to know who Superman is, whether they've ever watched a movie or picked up a comic book. It's a cultural icon. There are certain things that you could just take a picture out and say, who's this? And people are going to know instantly all over the world who it is. And Superman is top of that mind in that thing. So, you had people that have seen a lot of Superman, stuff that looked at that suit and didn't think it was all that great. I mean, so it has not, I mean, you could easily zero in on Snyder fans, and there was a lot of people who like Cavill who they're not going to like the suit. They may never like the suit, and that's the prerogative of a customer. A customer doesn't have to like anything. He can look at that suit and say it looks like shit because it's not the one I wanted. Guess what? That's the right answer. Someone else could look at that and think it's great, and that would be the right answer as well. Because you're all customers, as far as I'm concerned. I, as a consumer, it was underwhelming. It was underwhelming, and it was, like I said, I did. Oh, another thing, the collar. No more Superman suits with collars. It lessens the broadening of his shoulders, and the way the cape and the collar connection, it just doesn't work for me. So it's just my opinion. But like I said, that's not a deal breaker. The trunks, I think the trunks. In 2024, the trunks are absurd. I understand the motivation of the trunks and the tradition of the trunks, but in modern era times, and where those trunks came from was back in the carnival days, the fair days, where the strong man, the superhumanly strong man, and it would wear those type of tights.
Everybody.
Hey, what's going on? And what ended up happening, and how did you get the under tights? How do you get the underwear over the tights thing? Well, what ended up happening is, remember, these people traveled across the world and across the nation and all year round. And at certain times, they would be performing outside when it was a little colder than that. And sometimes inside. You didn't have heating inside those tents. So they wore a unitard under their recognizable tights so that they were still recognizable as the strong man or the famous character that they were supposed to be playing. And that got adopted because, back in the day, superhuman strength was associated with that type of atmosphere. Now, 80 years later, we don't have those type of things anymore, and it sort of looks ridiculous now. And like I said, there was a lot of people split down the middle. A lot of people like the trunks. I think the trunks are in 2024, the trunks are, in 2000, the trunks are absurd. But like you said, me seeing them on that picture, that didn't kill me. Like I just thought it was an underwhelming suit. I think the perception of this is been mishandled because there was different and more spectacular ways to introduce your next step in its universe, and they just continue to swing and miss it each time, and they're running out of swings. It's like baseball. You get 3 swings at it before you're out, unless you hit a couple foul balls. I am the legend that comes alive at the Sci-Fi Center. There you go, Clay. Yeah, my plaza is haunted by the ghost of a Cuban Missile War crisis. Yeah, and like I said, people are trying to try to dissect who's bashing it and why. You know what? It just comes down to a good number of people looked at it and it just doesn't do it for them. I'm one of them. I don't think the suit's that great. But once again, is that going to stop me from if I see a trailer or if I hear the premise is spectacular and I start getting a vibe that this is something I can get into, that suit's not going to stop me from seeing it. There's a whole bunch of other things that would stop me from seeing this movie long before a costume would, and I'm not letting those stop me. All of the things we spent all last night talking about could stop me before a suit. The suit could look great as hell, and if I think I'm jumping into something that I don't think is going to last, the suit looking great is not going to matter to me. So, but as far as I don't dismiss. A lot of people are dismissing people's opinions about the suit because of, once again, make up your minds, guys. Either we were significant enough to warrant being treated like a customer, or like most of you say, we're just a small cult that doesn't require it. So which one are we? So are to fit anybody's narrative on a given day, we're this titan of a force that can move oceans, and then when it doesn't fit the narrative, we're just a bunch of whiny kids that are isolated somewhere. So you guys seem to, not you guys in general, people seem to turn that on their
that's I've noticed that myself, where it's like we're we're I mean, to quote a Batman movie that you're not as big a fan of, we're whatever apparently the opposition side of this argument needs us to be.
Yeah. So I believe that we're like about maybe 3 to 5%.
Yeah, we're enough to get an alternate cut of a movie release.
Yeah,
and that ain't nothing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, 3 to 5%, which is still something you should pay attention to. 3 to 5%. Actually, it may not be the deciding factor in monetarily, but it's a factor. When your margins for pass or fail on some of these things could be 3 to 5%, then yeah, we do matter. You know what? But like I said, I'd never, you said cater just to us. I say include us in the conversation. It doesn't all need to be about us. I mean, but the problem is that you've excluded that 5%, and now here you are struggling to put these movies out. And then once again, this could have been handled better. This could have been nothing that's gone. And this is the big thing about it. Before we even get to the quality of these movies, this has all been handled horribly.
Yes,
up to including
yes.
yesterday. You could have what you should have done. You had NBA TV on last night. You have some of your highest rated programming. The highest rated programming that Warner Brothers Television has is going to be TV. You had the New York Knicks, the largest market in sports, New York City. You got a halftime show that outrates a lot of actual normally scheduled TV shows, the Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, all those guys. People love it. There are people who watch that show that don't even watch the game sometimes. I'm one of them. You couldn't find 5 minutes coming back from a commercial break. Hey, I'm James Gunn. I'm head of DC Studios. We're about to embark on a brand new journey that will culminate on July 11th, 2025 with Superman. For those of you guys watching now, here's a special sneak peek of the costume. Bam, there you go. Halftime during a major game. New York Knicks are playing. Any other thing you got the NHL. You have the Rangers on your network tonight playing. You have 2 sports that you own, that you have on your network, that you are broadcasting on HBO Max. It's simulcasting on TBS and TNT. So you're blanketing those. You got AEW Dynamite tomorrow, Wednesday. You have so many. I just gave you five opportunities to make a presentation of this, and literally have David Cornsett walking out and maybe have him saying something that has to do with the game.
Has he done any press at all since he got cast in this role?
No. Have David Cornsett walk right out, and now here, introduces him. He comes out and he throws it back to Charles Barkley and the rest of the guys, and they go over the score. They go back to the game. An upright standing version so people can get the best. Still, the suit doesn't look that good. But guess what? When you present things, sometimes it doesn't matter. Presentation is everything. If you present things in a awe-inspiring manner, people give you the benefit of the doubt. And from everything from the start of the Zaslav regime, they've handled the DCU horribly. And what kind of results are you going to expect? Even if you put out a good product, if the presentation isn't right, nobody's going to care. Or you're going to get shit like the people are bashing it. That wasn't the way to put that out, but that's the way they did it. And they just don't seem to have an imagination person to be like, it's a Superman. This is everybody knows who Superman is. Why don't you get your hype machine going while your biggest thing that they have is the NBA playoffs? And you were lucky enough to have a major market involved. And then you have your second biggest thing is AEW wrestling. I don't understand it, but you take that same underwhelming costume and you present it properly. You don't have a lot of the stuff that's going on, but you know what? Next one. Let's talk. Let's see.
By the way, I decided to take it outside tonight. If you guys couldn't tell.
Okay, I don't hear the crickets. The AI thing. I mean, like I said, once again, you present this properly, it kills a lot of that. If David Cornset's walking out in the real suit, standing behind James Gunn, all this other stuff it goes away. It goes away. But like I said, they're doing this the old-fashioned way and trying to mix a little bit of social media in it. But like I said, yeah, do that too. But you own networks. You own networks, dude. How do you not?
This is something I've been kind of thinking too. This is because we were talking a bit about the contrast of this regime to the previous one, and like how the previous one was, a lot of their decision making was so predicated on, a lot of pettiness, a lot of emotion, a lot of bruised egos, and things like that. And not to say that we were both kind of in agreement. It's like that, that seems to have been shed with this one. But one thing that I do think maybe has been somewhat carried over is that both regimes, they do seem to kind of regard their fan base almost as their enemy in a lot of ways,
or not at all.
Yeah,
I think the Zaslav regime doesn't regard as an enemy. I just don't think there's a connection there. There's not a connection. There's just a lack of imagination. You can't have a lack of imagination when it comes to your presentation and run these things. You can't. And if you do, hire somebody. I don't expect Bob Iger to be the imaginary bone in Marvel, but I expect him to hire the guy that does, and he's got the guy, or put the guy in place. I mean, if James Gunn is not going to be that guy, then you need someone that does this. That says, this is I want to put these characters in your lap as soon as I can. I want you to warm up to these characters, and any reprehensions or any apprehensions you have about these characters over time, those will wear away. But it's like they just don't have. They're using the dinosaur tools.
Well, and I think like everything you're suggesting there, you kind of. It sounds like you would again suggest Jim Lee for that job.
Jim Lee and James Gunn.
The Jim and Jim show is William keeps pitching.
And you need to have that out there, because given the breadcrumbs, listen, you don't have DC Films doesn't have the benefit of the doubt of time. They don't have the benefit of the doubt at all. And
Warner Brothers doesn't have the benefit of the doubt, period, on diddly squat.
This response to this suit tells you exactly that.
Yeah,
they don't have.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that the reveal has gone over like a lead balloon at this point.
Yeah, and so they got to start doing stuff. Like I said, run it like you would run a comic book.
And listen, and I mean, people can put their heads in the sand all they want to about the lingering shadow of the Snyderverse, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, it's like, I mean, Henry Cavill was all over the place in comparison points and things like that. Just all over yesterday when the supers were being revealed. I mean, if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will.
Well, what tells me, okay, so now I got to be careful there, because once you step off of online, nobody, the Cavill things kind of dives a little bit. However, let's go global though. Even there are more people who don't know about the whole Snyder Odyssey than do. Let's reach out to those people. If I'm Warner Brothers, once again, I show you that. I'm turning around as if I'm at the store with a Superman comic that I can grab. But you take that red S to anywhere in this world, Bangladesh, China, India, hell, Iran, Iraq, anywhere in this world, Superman.
Yeah.
Superman. They're going to know that. They ain't going to know what Snyder is. They ain't going to know who we are. They're going to know that S, though. And you need to use that. You need to get, everybody who recognizes that S involved and excited about this. I feel more people that are wishful thinking and hopeful that this works out than people that are excited about whether it works out or not, or indifference, which is the majority. That's on them. You own a multimedia company. I mean, you literally have everything you need to do this really cool. I mean, you have everything, and this is how you do it. So presentation is everything. Whether the suit looked like shit or not was sort of irrelevant, because there's been plenty of comic book costumes that looked like pure trash that people bought into.
Yeah, it took me a while to get like the Pattinson Batman suit. Had to grow. I mean, that was kind of an acquired taste for me.
But see, the rest of the world was like, wow, that's cool, because the way it was presented, the way the Batman was presented, the way certain things are presented. Like I said, most Marvel comics, they're underwhelming, but they're presented to the point where you feel like you're watching. It's a uniform of the moment. That just looked like some picture you posted yesterday. They got to do better than that. They got to do better than that. So, but there you go. Not it's a zero topic day, but once again,
we didn't win.
Yeah, it's really not even about Superman or James Gunn. It's about how are you handling this, and they haven't done anything right. The one thing that they did right, they did by accident, and that's James Gunn's hiring. Everything that they've done has been a setback or underwhelming. What have they done? And this would be fair. What have they done that went like, oh shit, I'm on board now moment? Even when he when he revealed his slate, which had
when he put out the slate,
that needed to be done.
Yeah, that was probably the closest to it, and even that because it was coming off of the heels of a lot of people's heartbreak. So I mean, and I mean that's that's more in line with what you're talking about, like getting out in front of the camera and actually really making the audience feel like they're active participants and what's being laid out and what's being crafted. But yeah, that's really been the only instance that they've done that so far.
And to be honest with you, it would like I said, the mistakes that they make compound because the rushing of it. Let's blow up the DCU and just start all over again instead of using the remnants, like I said, to transition this. And if you'd have done that, we would be well on our way to, something inspiring, but we're not. Everything has been handled. I've never seen a company handle everything wrong. And I want to see that. I love these characters and I want to see them succeed. But what have they done right so far? Forget about how you feel about Snyder or whatever, or rebooting bullshit, any of that one. As a dynamic of actually connecting things and presenting things, what has the Zaslav administration done right so far?
I mean, I think the best thing, the main thing they've done right is not be the Hamad regime. Basically, is the main thing.
That's a low bar.
Yeah, that's not a lot, but I mean, we've said it's like. A step up is a step up, but we need about 50 steps up.
Yeah, it's yeah, and I agree. If I don't think it's cool or original, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's go with what you're saying, Ray. You could have presented that in such a manner to where, like I said, the presentation would have overwhelmed any of the parts on it, because it was, like I said, nothing is awe inspiring about anything that they've done. And we'll wait till the movie. I'm like, well, if your presentation and handling of it, I mean, that's not. I don't know.
Here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing is because this now you can't place this in in terms of like significance to the IP and the franchise, and the same thing you would a Superman movie. But I mean, when are we going to get something for Creature Commandos other than just that same image just recycled over and over and over in the news cycle?
Yeah, and that, once again, you own a multimedia company. You can change those images up. And like I said, there was just too much rushing. You could have taken some time to hash all this out. You could have gotten your casting people together so that when you started rolling this out, you actually had people in costumes. If you're going to give me a Guy Gardner, then I need to see a Guy Gardner, in a lantern suit at some point. And you don't have time. This is just over a year. But I don't have any faith that they're going to roll out any of this in ways that's going to be like, oh shit, take my money. Like I said, the product, you can sell hot shit if the presentation is right. Look at Marvel. They're not all those movies were good. Even in the Infinity Saga, some of those movies are just pretty fucked up.
Well, I mean, we tend to kind of zero in a lot on again, Captain Marvel is a a big example of that. Where again, not a very good movie, but again, you make your billion off of when you're riding the wave of a Infinity War and Endgame, and that's just marketing. I mean, they could have been they could have put like a 5-minute short film that just footage of like a ham sandwich out during that period. It would have cracked the billion without breaking a sweat.
All 4 Thor movies were garbage to me, but they made money because of the way they presented and the way they placed everything. Like I said, you can sell literally shiny wet turds straight out of somebody's ass if the presentation is right. That's why this year, actually before this time in between now and July, is so important. And like I said, I just haven't seen them do anything right as far as DCU goes. I don't see the mean-spirited bullshit from the previous regime. I just don't see the imagination. And you're running comic book IPs. That's kind of unacceptable.
Yeah.
You are running a visual fantasy superhero science fiction based and it doesn't seem like you have the imagination to do it with. So good luck, guys. But like I said, luck and bullshit are the same thing. You rely on either. You're setting yourself up for failure, in my opinion. At some point, skill and imagination has to start taking over here. All right, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else you guys got for us in the comments. But Ruth has a good both a pertinent one and a funny one here. I actually feel for bad for David Corn Sweat. Yeah, it's like again, like what to be clear, whatever my feelings I've expressed on the shortchanging of the preceding universe and Superman that I was very invested in. 2 Superman actually with Tyler Hoechlin and Henry Cavill, between them, with ending again it's like David Corn Sweat, again dude got the opportunity of a lifetime, so it's like you can't hold it that against anybody for like if that's offered to them and it's available, them taking it. So yeah, I totally agree there, Ruth. I was trying to fill such huge shoes and they released that first shoes out, which what a floof.
Zero sympathy.
Really?
Zero sympathy. You're a grown ass man. You took a job. You weren't oblivious. You knew the job you were taking. You're getting paid handsomely for that job. This is the opportunity to say no.
Well, to be clear, I mean, I agree with you on that totally. Yeah. As what I'm saying is like, I mean, I'm just saying like, nobody send any hate to him is what I'm getting at.
Oh, hey, listen, you jump into the fire. Don't be surprised if it's hot. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. I'm not saying that I don't condone any of the hate towards him, but I'm like, this guy's going to get paid millions to please Superman. You know what? You control the controllables. All he can do is control his performance, and that's it. There's other people that have doomed certain things, but it's not him. I think he'll be fine. As far as that goes, as far as whether his movie is received right or anything else like that, there's nothing he can do about that. Some people are just not going to tune into this movie simply because they just don't feel like they've been treated right as a customer overall as far as DC goes, and they're just turned off. Some people are just not in the suit. There's going to be a lot of reasons if the movie doesn't do well. They have nothing to do with him, so he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I think the movie's, like I said, I don't know. He'll fucking Fall Guy. Fall Guy didn't do well for people, right? So what are the expectations for Superman? You know, by the time we get to July 2025, which is over a year away, the goalpost might be shortened. Shit, 300 million, 400 million might be good. Godzilla numbers. Godzilla's right now is a success at 500, nearly 600 million. Will that be the same for Superman? So who knows what right now? I don't know what failure will mean or success will mean this far away. I just wish they had done a better job presenting it. I think they've done an absolutely fucking abysmal job of taking steps forward. And but once again, they got lucky when it came to James Gunn. Sometimes you can be a clumsy, stupid son of a bitch and still trip into the right things. So it might happen for them this time. I have nothing to lose, by the way. If the movie's great, then I have something. Then I'll like it. But like I said, I'm not jumping all in until I know that. All right, we're getting a universe here. Once I get the feeling that it doesn't look like I'm not going to have the rug pulled out from me under again, I'm going to feel a lot better about anything I see. But until then, we're just going to take it as any one of these other movies that come out in the next year. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's got it. Let's see. I wonder if they tested corn spine in the previous season. Apparently, I think that is a bit of a tradition, like testing Superman actors in like previously used Superman suits. So that's I would imagine, but not the Supergirl suit. No. That's not. People who don't like the new suit feel being like Snyder, they always see the majority of Snyder fans that saw Gunn fans say suit feels underwhelming. Yeah. Well, and again, even with that, it's like again, I said this last night. Anybody who was like was a Snyderverse fan and who was digging their heels and saying I'm not supporting this because the way I was treated as a customer, the way the creatives and the cast were treated by the studio. I mean, all the cover-ups, all the lies, all the backstabbing, all the behind-the-scenes drama, all that bad stuff, and then I was just left holding the bag, and I'm not supporting DC anymore after all that. I mean, what? Make the argument for me right now. It's like somebody with that perspective, tell them why they should just jump in on this right now. Because I can't do that. I can't rationally tell anybody.
Not with a straight face. No.
Yeah, because again, everything we just laid out there. Yes, Warner Brothers is 100% guilty of everything we just laid out.
But even if you eliminate us, you're still left with an overwhelming majority of people. I showed my dad that yesterday.
Now, what do you think?
He didn't like it. I showed that to some people at the office today that aren't Snyder Brothers. They pointed out the same things I did, and they don't stare at this stuff all day. So, they always want to focus on us. Once again, make your minds up. We're either enough for you to listen to us and actually cater to us, or we're the nothing you always say we are. Somebody's going to have to settle on one of those.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. How's it going, Hunter? Let's see, you guys got. You're going to gender swap William? Okay. Yeah. That's William's reaction every time I tell him. It's like, oh, Dre's got fan art. He wants me to share. Ghost Sog. I'm pronouncing that right. I'm from India. Snyder's pretty famous Indian, has a huge incest fan base. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a typo. Incel. Okay, that sounds like that's kind of an insult, man.
Incel. All right. Even still, though, I mean, does that make up for the majority of comic book movie fans? No. We don't. I wish we did, but we don't. So
That's good. Domestic money matters more to me. Well, it shouldn't, because money's money.
Well, what he's saying is domestic money because you get a higher percentage whenever you put a movie overseas, you get the minority share. You don't get the majority share. So I mean, yeah. But even still, like I said, I don't know what the goalposts are going to be next year. It may be streaming, may be so dominant next year that they keep the fucking movie in for 7 days and put it on streaming.
What else you guys got for us here? Just bear with me. We mentioned, the extended cuts apparently, or at least the first one is going to be called Chalice of Blood. Apparently, you have the extended cuts of Rebel Moon. So okay, I'm down for that.
Still waiting for a date. Is there a date yet?
Yeah, it's still tentatively just kind of sometime in August right now, but we don't have a hard date yet. All right. What else? I think Reyes says, I think I'm more interested in what I'm more interested in is trying to crack the code on the intention of what image is supposed to be so far. What is their goal? What is their message? Oh yeah,
I did, but I shouldn't be doing that.
We shouldn't be trying to crack. Yeah. This is not the Da Vinci Code we're trying to solve here.
This is they need to make this easier to digest, and they just haven't. So. I hear the dog squeeze.
He's run all over the place with a squeak toy. Twilight of the Gods is getting buzz. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Because what Million just said about Thor, it's like, yeah, I need Thor that's not wacky, like Looney Tunes Thor now. I'm kind of curious about that too, with because Twilight of the Gods. That's of course that's an anime series based on all the North. Yeah, Murphy's. He's having fun. Yeah, you guys should see him. Like I'm just watching him just run all over the place with the squeak toy right now. If I come outside, he's coming outside, and he's having a blast. But are you hearing him like snarl with that right now? Murphy, you got an audience over here. Okay, but what was I saying before my dog got me sidetracked? Yeah. So because Twilight of the Gods is based on Norse mythos and the Norse gods.
Every time you start talking, he goes. That's what he's got it synchronized to. When he hears you talk, he starts squeaking. Like what? Stop talking.
But one thing I wonder is because Marvel, they've trademarked, they got their version of Thor and the Asgardians and everything. But like, how does that work, like trademark or copyright wise? Because because they can't use Marvel Thor for Twilight of the Gods.
You cannot trademark Thor in the abstract. You can trademark the Thor that Marvel has developed.
Okay.
So he can't have a silver helmet with wings on it and 4 big dots on it. So he cannot look like anything that Marvel has developed. So if you do a Thor, you could do Thor in the abstract because it's public domain, because it's a deity like that. But you can't do what they've developed, their likenesses of it. So you have to develop. So the Thor that he develops has to look like its own thing and not recognizable as anything else but its own thing. That's it.
Okay. I mean, that kind of sounds like what we some of the stuff that's been talked about lately with the some DC characters hitting public domain in 10 years, like what could be done with them, because they hit public domain, but you still the right situation will be such like you can't just take Batman and just make him. They could still copyright the name, so it's like you could have a guy with the cape and the cowl, but you could you couldn't call him Batman necessarily.
No, you could call him Batman, but he can't look like anything like that. Like the thing in the Detective Comics with the big giant, the jagged ears and all that. Yeah. You can that will become public domain, but the things that the constant developing things that DC has developed over the years, those are going to be things that you cannot get. Like same thing with Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie, you can only that version of Mickey Mouse is the only one that's becoming public domain. That he can't have white gloves, he can't have irises in his eyes, he can't talk. There's like that. There's certain things that are exclusively integral parts of Disney's version of him that cannot be that will never become public domain in that sense.
Right. All right. Well, this guy's got. At least there's an honest conversation going here. Most people are sucking up too much and no, the suit looks bad. Enosh was dead on point. The suit looks bad. I agree. I would.
Yeah,
I don't think I wouldn't say the suit looks bad. I mean, but because again, I made the points like my bigger concern with this movie is less the suit and just the circumstances of why I'm getting this Superman as opposed to the one I was already watching. So that's my bigger thing. But yeah, it's again, like I said, I think it's fair to say at this point the suit reveal went over like a lead balloon.
I mean, I just don't think it's very good, but it's not like I said, I can go into the movie with that suit and just be just fine. If the movie sucks, then it just adds to it. If the movie, like I said, Polka Dot Man is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen put on screen. But right up to the point where he died, when he told his story, I was engaged with that character, regardless of how ridiculous he looked. So that's what I'm going to judge it on. The movie, like I said, the adaptation is basic enough. I recognize that as Superman. I wish they would have done better, but guess what? They met the minimum standard for me to be able to carry the story. That's Superman. That's universally recognized as Superman. So we're good there. Unlike The Crow, conversely, which is not recognizable as the character visually. So they failed there on that aspect. They didn't fail here with the Superman costume reveal. I think they failed in the presentation of it. And I think that makes it worse than it really is.
All right, what else we got? The suit looks porno quality. Okay, now we're getting a little overboard there. Oh, though, really, though, people, I mean, this says like within 24 hours. I mean, it's been such a cottage industry for memes. I mean, I have seen well over 200 memes for this already from that suit image.
Yeah, and sometimes memes are good. I don't know if they're exactly good in this respect because they're not really. I just don't get the feeling about this one. But like I said,
yeah, it's kind of reminding me. It's like it's well, because there's me because memes can be like either it means like you're people are really loving or really just. Or really not loving, whatever you put out. So it's kind of like what's a good example of one that really I remember like the Bernie Sanders like sitting with the parka on and out during the inauguration meme that just went everywhere.
The mug, the
yeah.
mittens. Yeah, that was funny. You know what I am fucking tired of though? That fucking bear meme.
What
the bear, the girl being alone with a bear, rather be alone with a bear than she feels safer with a bear than a man. I've seen the bear everywhere now, and I'm like, it wasn't funny at the beginning, and now the more the memes pile on, it's less funny. It's stupid. It's like, what are you doing? So some memes just don't have it. But if I were trying to get you excited about Superman, I don't think I'd want that meme out. That being, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want that.
Do you think Warner Brothers is a chappy? Most management to all the different eras. I think you definitely make an argument for that. I think you 100% make an argument for that. I think they might. I think these last since 2016, probably more so 2017.
And by the way, he means AOL, Time Warner. So yeah, it began there.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think it's there's an argument to be made. They might be. Since 2017, they might be one of the worst run businesses in human history.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's studio wise. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be them. There's not another studio out there that I wouldn't want to be other than them right now.
What you guys got for us here? That's coming out. I still don't give a shit about Polka Dot Man even after he got squashed. And by the way, wasn't the dude who plays Polka Dot Man, wasn't he also the one guy, the inmate that Harvey Dent puts the gun and flips the coin in The Dark Knight? I think it was.
Yeah, and he's in the Night with the Devil and all that. He's been in a couple of different things. I did give a shit about Polka Dot Man. I gave a shit about Starro. I actually cared about Peacemaker, Ratcatcher, and those people had absurd costumes, but he did a good job building a character beyond just their look. So the suit, to me, like I said, the presentation could have been better because, yeah, it's not Polka Dot Man, it's Superman. You're not just talking to Snyder Bros. You're not just talking to diehard comic book people. When it comes to Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, you're talking to the world.
Yeah, with these,
you're talking to the world. So the whole Snyder Bro thing is irrelevant.
And again, to tack on to William's point, yeah, with the Snyder, again, make up your minds already. It's like either we're too small an audience to cater to, or such a overwhelming force that we can tank DC movies single-handedly. Okay, which one is it?
The latter is absolutely absurd. That math just doesn't work. But once again,
tell us which one we are. It's like are we big enough for the studio to cater to or not?
Yeah, you're talking to the people.
And if we are, why aren't you? Because we're clearly trying to throw you our money.
Yeah, there are 350 million people in this country. You're talking to them. You're talking to Europe. You're talking to Asia. You're talking to everybody that knows what Superman means over the last 85 years. You got to understand, and this is one thing that I don't think that a lot of these execs do, the weight of what Superman is. I don't feel it yet.
Yeah.
I don't feel the weight, the prestige, and the importance of what Superman and Batman mean to the world. And like I said, the presentation has been bad. And like I said, I don't blame all that on James Gunn. James Gunn's running DC Studios, but James Gunn has like 3 or 4 levels above him that are bosses. All of those people have access to PR. Your Warner Brothers, your PR department is literally as big as one of these casinos out here, square footage wise. You got to do better. So, yeah. Who's texting me?
Oh, Chappie asks, do you think that the Henry Cavill Superman drop will affect James Gunn's Superman at the box office? I think it can.
No. Not at all. Once again, if we had that math behind us, we wouldn't be having the conversations we've had to have the last 4 years. I think the lack of Superman in general being put out there is going to do more damage than that. I think the general public not having a Superman and the mismanagement of Superman in general for the last 5 to 6 years is going to do far more damage than the low percentage of people who won't be able to let go of Cavill.
Well, but like when I say that too, or to that point, it's like when you say they've gone so long without Superman cinematically, but this is like I'm trying to phrase this in a way that again it's like it's not tacking on the drama or the confusion argument that's been posited, but could the fact that it's like the next time they see Superman cinematically and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, what happened to the last guy we were watching? Could that play into it at all?
Nah. I think that amongst the general audience, because it's a basic look of a Superman. I mean, it's just the fact that the rhythm just isn't there. I mean, the rhythm just isn't there. When's the last time? When 2017 is the last time a general audience saw Superman on the screen. That's 7 fucking years
in a movie where there was more than a cameo.
Yeah. So that is going to do more that if there is people that are going to be turned off, it's because they were never turned on. You spent 7 years with none of them being turned on. So I don't think that drama is localized a lot for the most part with us. Most of the people who are not us who know about the entire Snyder ordeal know about it in the abstract. They don't know about it in detail enough to really stop them from going to see anything. So there are bigger things that would. But see, so my answer to that is no. I don't think it'll have any effect at all. Not measurable effect in me, at least.
Let's see what else you guys got here. Oh, I think Ruth is asking for a clarification. Like, what's the bear meme you were talking about?
Oh, it's been I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it on Instagram. It's been all over my Facebook. It's basically somebody posted something about they feel more comfortable with a bear in the woods than an average guy. I didn't read the context, but I just know it's been everywhere. And now people are like, that scene where the guy's passing the girl, he turns around, he's with his girlfriend. Now it's a bear. It's just so stupid,
Yeah.
The new Bell Rev. I saw Bell's comments about the Superman suit.
Where is that? Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, she posted it on Instagram.
Oh, what you say?
Oh, exactly what you. I would play it, but there's too much. I don't.
Oh, it was a video.
Yeah, it was a video.
No, that sounds like it's not safe for work.
Nothing about her safe for work. Her and Rhea together. Mute.
Really?
The equation, yeah.
Really, Rhea, because Rhea is
Rhea plus Bell.
Oh, you got a dark side there, Rhea, because usually you're so it's like I don't you usually tend to be kind of like the voice of moderation a lot of times.
Yeah, and I thought I was safe until I wasn't. I mean, I'm hearing that, but I don't know the context anymore. So, Belle would be amazing on TikTok. Oh yeah, Belle would be good. She should be on TikTok. I miss her live streams. Her live streams are crazy.
It's another dumb girl trend, like boy Matt says, and the it trend.
Yeah, I'm so out of touch with a lot of this shit. Like I said, these most memes to me, I'm just like, this is stupid. Oh, there's Murphy. He woke up.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, God forbid I say anything about the raid, and he'll like go nuts again.
Because you train the dog. React to that.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, because this will be a little bit of a personal plug. But I did have something pretty exciting for me happen today. With my work with Kung Fu Kingdom, we had there's a I don't know, anybody in the chat, are you familiar with the National Geographic documentary series Fight Science? Yeah, and of course he starts really snarling when I start talking about this. But there's a fellow there named Bren Foster, and Aaron, you might actually even have the chance to meet him directly because he's from Australia. He's
that's a huge country. It's a continent. So, hey, Aaron, you might have ran into him.
Well, no, because he's through the martial arts world there.
Oh, like I thought she just like ran into him at the.
No. But he's been on there, and he's out of this world, like kicker and taekwondo and hapkido and Muay Thai and Brazilian jiu-jitsu guys, and he's well known for his work on his appearances on Fight Science, doing all the different kind of tests they do, different techniques. And he's made some inroads, also in the movie world. And he's got a movie coming up called Life After Fighting, which he also directed and starred in. And it's coming up on the 7th. And I actually had the chance. I got to help orchestrate the exclusive reveal of the trailer today, which that's dropped today, and that was very exciting. You guys should have seen how overjoyed I was when I'm reading that. It's like, oh, you want me to help with this? Okay, so that article is live and the trailer's live.
If you the trailer, or will we get kicked?
Yeah, we should be able to play the trailer.
Go ahead and play it.
Yeah. Oh, well, you guys see this trailer. And by the way, Bren, guess what he cited? Guess what he cited as a major influence on this?
Oh, gee, I wonder what it could be.
Oh, I could pull up the video where he's talking to Scott Adkins, where he talks about, like, he cites one thing in particular.
Gee, let me think. Let me strain my brain for a second to be.
I mean, it's obviously Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, okay. Here you go. Another movie I don't understand the appeal.
Oh, come on, that's awesome. Okay, so let me get the trailer here. So yeah, Bren, if you're watching, I'm sharing this with the Sci-Fi Center audience. I'm sharing with the Sci-Fi Center audience. This actually because I don't think I mentioned to him I do this. So this will be your first time seeing me on here, I guess, Brian, if you're watching. But yes, here we go. Sharing the I got to share. I wrote up the article. We debuted this exclusively on Kung Fu Kingdom today. It's out there now. Going to be out on June 7th. Life After Fighting. And here we go. You get the live.
Turn your back foot.
I haven't fought in years. I've had surgery after surgery. Beating me now won't mean a thing. But if I beat you, can you live with that?
I'm Samantha. And this is Terry.
I lost my last fight, losing my title. The doctors told me it was about time I retired. I let it all go and the school became my primary focus.
You look like you love teaching.
Have you seen Violet or Lainey?
I thought they were with you. Surely we don't.
No, we did not stop looking for them. We have to find them. Some of the stuff I've been reading says that abducted children sometimes are killed within the first 2 hours, but mostly within the first 2 days.
That's a parent's worst nightmare, isn't it? Well, that's our boy.
Turn the car around! Turn it around!
Stop! Just bring him to my school. It's better a place we know. It gives us more of a chance. If anyone but me comes through that door, you point and you shoot.
Alex, I have never held a gun before.
You point and shoot.
Excuse me, sir. When can we go home?
So there you go, Life After Fighting on VOD, and also has I think Australia is going to have a theater run on June 7th.
Looks intense.
Oh yeah, and pull it right, where is it? Yes, it's the raid. You know, you guys. If you, in case you couldn't read between the lines, yeah. But not just that, but also with not just in the fight choreography, but also like you can kind of get the sense of like he's also like the environment of the school that they're having. You know, he's fighting that gang, and there that it's he's also using that as kind of a raid influence too. You know, it's not just in terms of like the intensity of the fight scenes and the approach to it, but also just the environment. The environment, situational setting. Also, I could get a bit of a raid vibe from it. So I can't not wait to see Life After Fighting and Aaron. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, so do you know? So had you seen Fight Science, Aaron? All right. Had you by any chance had the chance to stop into Brent's school in Australia? Because yeah, he's just out of this world. Just kicking. I mean, he does kicks in that trailer I can't do. And I'm really good with that. That's like I am. That's one of my specialties. But like he's like Brent can put me to shame.
Could you fit Aaron to shame? I gotta see that battle.
Oh, Aaron, we'll make it happen one day.
she gets you in the nads like that. I don't know. What question did you have, Hunter? Did you answer his question?
No. Can you go ahead and type it because I don't think I saw your question, man. I mean, okay, yeah, I knew I was going to get this. It's like, well, I mean, it's a little bit late, so, and I kind of want to have a little bit, whenever I throw kicks, I want to have a little bit of space away from the computer. So, let me try to figure out how best to kind of set up.
Yeah, don't break
show you guys anything. Yeah, well, I am outside now, so I would definitely want to be outside when I would do it. But let me kind of figure out how I would coordinate this, so like where I put the computer and like how much distance I want to get from it to like really give you guys like a full shot of it. Aaron says, no, I haven't gone to school unfortunately, but I have seen other works. Yeah. Bren's legit. Bren's he's a hell of a martial artist, and he's he's again, if you haven't seen Fight Science, it's a National Geographic documentary series, and he's probably been in more of those than anybody because they had a feature one. They had like a feature length one back in 2006. That was where I first saw him, and then they did several follow-ups. And he came back for quite a few of those. So he's probably for like all the different they test things like kicks and punches and weapons and animal forms and self-defense and different martial arts legends, things like that. So if you haven't seen Fight Science, you can definitely you see a lot of his stuff on there. And he's again the data that comes back. I was like, well, just what he can put into a kick is really. Not that wasn't clear from what you guys just saw, but it's pretty awesome. So, yeah, June 7th. Can't wait for Life After Fighting.
Type your question again, Iggy, because Brad missed it.
Yeah, that was just obviously just such a. If you guys saw my tweet, it's like when I initially saw I saw Brandon fight Science. That was when they did the first documentary of it back in 2006. And then fast forward to now, it's like I'm being asked to help coordinate the release of the trailer for this very Raid influenced movie he's got coming up. So that's pretty.
About the Raid.
Yeah. Hey,
The
listen. No, listen. That's not even me making that. That's Bren too. So.
Oh my goodness, boy! When we finally do this Raid 2, is that gonna be?
Hell, this is maybe this is like I can feel like the Raid 3 because Gareth Evans decided he never ended up doing the Raid 3, so maybe this will be like one of the.
What is the status of the Raid 3? Is there any?
Well, because he kind of Gareth Evans kind of decided that he initially planned it as a trilogy, and then after he did the second, because he's from Wales originally and he moved out to Indonesia for a while, and he did the 2 Raid movies there. And he did a few other things with Iko Uwais, like one called Marantau. And then he moved, that was the first one together. Then he moved back to the UK. And he said since then, between moving back home and kind of the way the Raid 2 ends, which you guys can see if we ever get to do that freaking watch party. He said between those, he kind of said in hindsight, he felt happy with how the story wrapped up, so he kind of decided never say, he's like yeah, never say never, but he's pretty much kind of said I feel like I've kind of told I've done everything with us too, which it sounds like he's thinking like kind of what William says is like the math is there, definitely keep going, but also you have to kind of balance that against like is the narrative does the story also propel the math forward? And it sounds like Gareth ultimately decided, he felt like he kind of had closed the book on the Raid movies after number 2.
I guess. There you go.
Yeah, Fight Science. Yeah, again, he's him and a bunch of other guys. Pretty awesome documentary series. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Bren is like he's something else. He's one hell of a martial artist.
Is that Australian for beer? I'm just kidding. Monkey Jeebus in here. It's not a question, it's a comment. Well, empowered by current, my theory about the background is a sun eater blocking the sun from the shining. Oh, okay, yeah. You talking about in that?
In the suit reveal, yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be. I mean, people have like theorized like everything from Brainiac to, all kinds of other things.
Let's see. William is thrilled with this. Oh yeah, with the kicking. Yeah, I just got to find the right people in the right kicking position because Aaron won't send me anything with different poses.
No, pull up the one with Leonidas real quick. Yeah, see, the thing I love so much about the thing I love so much about this is that Aaron, your knee is positioned almost perfectly with Leonidas' crotch. So this is like the best one. Because it looks like you really are like getting right in the family jewels, and he's giving out like a big like pain scream about it.
Well, she's getting Dora right in the chin.
Apparently Dora is a masochist because she seems pretty happy about it.
Dora's not going to make it. I mean, Zoe.
Shaggy's high, so he can't even feel it.
Yeah. And this guy's got. I don't think this guy can feel anything below his waist right now. So.
Yeah. Well, no, he knows. No, see, he's got that walker because Aaron kicked him a bunch of times. That's what happened. Like Aaron, you took out Harvey Weinstein for everybody. So we're very happy with that. Thank you very much, Aaron.
I don't think she's gonna affect Skeletor at all. I don't think Skeletor.
Nah, I didn't quite. Yeah. Hurt there. And whoever I forget who made that comment, but Skeletor is a very muscular looking skeleton. Yeah, Bruce Lee.
Aaron, you're about to bite here. I think you're about to. I think you're about to go down there.
Bruce Lee's a pretty tall larder there. So.
Yeah, I mean this
Kung
one,
Fu Panda. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got you here too because it looks like he's coming around in that.
Well, no, she dodged that kick and then she came around and like kicked him in the butt. So.
Either that or he's going the other way after she's just missed out the way. I mean, depends. So yeah, is she still here? I like ridiculous. Okay, I need Aaron kicking Diddy. Yeah. Kevin Spacey or something. I don't know.
Joss Whedon. Oh, Joss Whedon. Give us that Joss Whedon one.
I can't.
I
find one that
I
can
am
get-
always up for a good Joss Whedon roast.
I don't know. I mean, I thought Starro was pretty cool, but you know, Brainiac's a little bit more complex.
I'll be right
depending on
back.
How you do him? So I would rather. Wow. Oh, somebody's getting beat. Okay. Yeah, as soon as he gets back, I think I'm going to wrap it up because I am quite tired today. Like I said, the only reason I came on, I made up a reason to come on the air because of this. And I'm going to show because some of you guys came in late, so you missed the introduction. So, like I said, I fabricated a reason to do a show tonight because of this.
Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock. We're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Thousands of people across the world just doing air guitar as that thing wraps up.
Yeah, we need to like stick in like that Beavis and Butthead meme of them like rocking out. Like,
Oh, with their hair flowing in the waves like that'd be hilarious. Death metal. No, I don't know if I want to.
Oh, that reminds me. Now that apparently we're getting a live action Beavis and Butthead with Ryan Gosling, it's like I want to see them recreate that. A Beavis and Butthead.
I wonder how
rocking out.
that's going to work. I wonder how that's going to be because they
I
don't.
wish we could play. I wish you could play that skit because that skit is so goddamn funny.
That will get us taken off the air. But yeah, it's just so many people watched it. I don't know. Maybe a live action, maybe it'll work. But I think it'd be it's going to be weird because they're not Beavis and Butthead. That's like the whole point is that they're not. So,
but he really like if you haven't seen it, guys, like if she turns around, like Butthead is really what gets her. Like she turns around, he's got the face like that. She turns again. She can't even keep a straight face, and it delays the skit by like 30 seconds because she's like she sees it and just turns right around immediately and just like, oh man, this is so.
She puts her hand up and she says she saw him before and she couldn't get through it then, so she knew she wasn't going to be able to get through it when the actual thing show. But it is hilarious to see because Heidi Gardner is a consummate professional. She really doesn't break very often. She's been on the show for 7 years.
And she broke. Everybody broke right there. I mean,
and the extras didn't. The only people that didn't break were the extras. The extras are so stone faced because they're like, we don't have that kind of clout. We laughed. We'll never be on this show again. So you can see the extras. They were fighting it too.
Oh, they're biting their tongues. They're biting their bottom lip.
They're looking at each other, trying to look away, and they're trying to play.
They're trying to do like this.
And Kenan Thompson didn't break because he's been on the show so long. He's a consummate.
I have no idea how he didn't break.
And he just kept doing his thing. He's like, now they're just trolling because Cornholio is the alter ego. See, he gets the sugar and he becomes Cornholio. You put them together. Look, they even sitting like they do on the TV show. So yeah, Kenan Thompson was great doing that. But then what's her face? Chloe, the girl who asked the question, she couldn't even keep a straight face, and neither could them when he's like, there's been rumblings, so that I looked like somebody. So maybe it's just Beavis.
Yeah, I couldn't have kept it together. I couldn't keep it together watching it. So.
Yeah. And Mikey Day was making it worse because he stayed in character the whole time. He's just doing this, and he's looking, and he looks at the guys like, she's talking to you. It's like,
Yeah, because they play it straight like these two Beavis and Butthead looking dudes that are totally oblivious to that they look like Beavis and Butthead.
yeah. And then he's like, you guys really don't know you look like Beavis and Butthead? He's like, no, we've never even met. It's like it was one of those all-time skits that there's a handful of them.
I hope they make this like a recurring like thing now.
Maybe. I mean, getting Ryan Gosling. Mikey Day is already there, but Ryan Gosling, you'd have to get him in there. But it's like Cowbell. It's like when Cowbell became legendary. I need more Cowbell. So yeah, it was funny. All right, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Like I said, I think I justified my excuse for doing a show to show the new opening that Vince did. Yes, Pooh, I see you there. I'm ignoring you because that's just fucking silly.
Oh, you mean this? Bother! I hope I'm not too late, Christopher Robin.
That sounds horrible. That sounds like Bane. The shitty Pooh. That sounds like
it sounds like who?
It sounds like the guy who sounds like this.
Jeez, it doesn't.
You
have one voice.
Nobody cares who I was, so I walked out of the 100-acre wood.
Yeah, okay. Watch Pooh, Blood, and Honey then.
You sure are woozle. Heffalumps and woozles. They're how's the song go?
Yeah, no, we're not. All right, guys, that's about it. We've kind of neglected this lately because I've just been too damn tired to do a show. But hey, the fundraiser may be over, but the cause still remains. 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We will eventually do another AFSP fundraiser, most likely on May 20th. Because that's a special day. And I don't know what we'll play, but we'll do something. And then I got some other fundraisers, like I told you, the Animal Foundation type one. But right now I'm just trying to get my schedule back to normal because we spent 6 months of that are really going outside of what it would have normally been my normal activity. And we're still recovering from that because we still have movies that we got to play that we pledged to. So over time, we'll get back to it. But it's important that like I said, I got to get the retail section back to where, to where I'm doing a couple things here and there. And now Brad has, knows how to do a lot of this stuff. I can leave him to suffer with you guys on some of these things while I escape.
No, like you weren't doing that before a Scary Movie and Meet the Spartans and
people you could hear the chime, the door was open and people were coming. I was showing you customers. I had the camera, I aimed the camera and
you timed that shit. You timed that so that you would have that, that out for it.
Damn, look at Meet the Spartans. Whoo, how. Please, somebody. Oh, here you come. Here. Click. All right, guys. That's about it. You got any last words, Brad? I think Brad froze or I froze. All right. I think Brad froze. Hey, we will see you guys probably tomorrow. Unless something is breaking news or something like that. I was supposed to take tonight off, but hey. Yeah, Brad froze. The dog probably knocked over the computer, so I will go ahead and say bye for him. All right, see you guys later.